Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's Pedal to the Metal, we're going to be looking at the Nux Recto pedal, which is based on the Mesa Boogie rectifier amplifier. Just got to open this up while we talk. So the Mesa Boogie rectifier amplifier is huge in the metal scene. It's got a great following, and for great reasons. It's a great amplifier that gives a great distortion. Unfortunately, the price tag is great as well. So for people like myself who do not have the money to be able to buy one at the moment, this might be a nice alternative. So hopefully we get the same distortion sound or characteristics as what that amp does. I don't know, let's see what Nux does and how well they do it. So like all my videos, I'll put a little camera to this, we'll dial it in together. Then I'll see what type of metal that inspires. I'll jam out a quick song, because I always like to do a bit of a jam in all my videos, and then we'll have a chat about it afterwards. So let's get to it. This is the Nux Recto Distortion pedal. Let's see how it sounds. Now we have everything set up. I've got a little camera set up on the Nux pedal. Like all my videos though, this is what it sounds like clean. It's clean, it's there, but we want the dirty stuff. So let's turn everything down, turn it on. That's a tough button to push down. I mean, it's designed to use your foot, but still, a lot of pressure there. So now I've turned everything down, no sound. Because we need to turn the master up. So I don't know, I'll turn it up to about there. It's hard to see with the camera, I think, because I'm not sure how much reflection is there. Okay, so straight off the bat, we've got some grunt. So that's with the gain down fully. It's pretty cool. So let's add in some treble and put the bass both at 12 o'clock, which is straight up. So it definitely boosts the amount of signal that's coming out of this little pedal. Let's try adding a bit of gain now and see how that reacts to it all. Add a bit more gain. So that's right at 12 o'clock now. Start to hear a little bit of hiss come through, but that's fine. So let's push it a little bit more. I'm getting a lot of hiss now. So that's at about 3 o'clock. Let's max it. Whoop. getting a bit lost there. It's definitely pumping through really hot into the computer, because we do have things pumping pretty high. I'm going to turn the gain down a lot, because I really want to test it to see how it felt at different stages. But it definitely got a little bit too fuzzy for my liking. It's still a little bit muffy, so let's see if we can just take a little bit off there, add a little bit of treble. Let's see if we can clean it up just a tad. So that's with the gain all the way down. Still getting a bit of bite, but I feel it's best if it's just there. So just not on nothing, but just past nothing. If that makes sense. So I've got the gain just above nothing. The master's about 3 o'clock, so it's pumping pretty loud, the bass is pretty much the same as the gain, just above nothing. And the treble is full maxed out. I can't turn that anymore. That's fine. And this is the sound that we've got. Let's have a bit more fun with this. So I'm not 100% sold on the tone yet. It's not too bad, but still a little bit fuzzy. A little bit too much fuzz going on for my liking. So let me just put this in fast forward mode for you, so you don't have to sit there and watch me set it up. I'm going to get my 33 pedal, which is a boost pedal, and we'll get the 2 shadow pedals next to each other and see what it sounds like with that. Could be good, could be crap, could be exactly the same. But let's find out. All right, back in normal Notion. So I've set everything up, I've put them both on camera so you can see it, and we still have signal, which is good. So now we turn that on and we get our distortion from where we left off. So now I've got the 33 pedal here. What the 33 is a boost. So it just boosts the signal coming through, and it's got kind of a mid EQ band chucked in it as well. So just a nice reminder. This is what we're working with. We turn that on. Now we shouldn't have any volume because it's down low, so that is correct. And now let's see what sounds we get as we dial that up. So with it off, was too much. Now, because the 33 boosts a lot of the mids and the highs, and it does take out a little bit of low, let's put some lows back in there now and see if we can kind of balance it out a bit. So I just turned up the gain a bit just because I want to, just want to see its effect, and it's really overly muffled now, so. So just dial that back to where it was before. Not minding the sound of that. I think having the 33 boost there makes it better. Definitely improves the sound. But I'm still feeling the characteristics of the Nux pedal. So I don't think it's stealing too much away from it and over modifying it to where it's unidentifiable, because I still feel like that is the Nux distortion that we're playing with before. So once again, without the 33. Other than my playing being all over the place, that's what that sounds like. But for any curious heads out there, and I mean, I think everyone watching this video has a bit of a curious head. Here is a clean sound. Add the 33. So you can really hear those mids and highs being really, well, boosted. But I was having to think of a different word to describe it. Emphasized, amplified. And it gives it that kind of a quack type of notion. As a reminder. And now we add in the Nux Distortion. Take out the 33. Reminds me a bit of a like an early 80s bass fuzz tone, like a wah pedal or something for a bass, like solo. When played like that anyway. But add it all together. I think it's got a nice amount of aggression there and a nice amount of bite. Yeah, I like it. So I'm going to step away for a little bit. Not step away, as in turn off the camera, and doodle around a little bit with the guitar with these settings and come up with a quick song and record a little jam for you, share it with you, and then we'll have a quick chat about it afterwards. So yeah, enjoy the song and I'll see you all on the other side. Time for my final thoughts on the Recto Distortion pedal by Nux. So let me just run through all the little knobs first. So I've got the bass and treble. Would have been really nice if there was a mids, but that's okay. That's a me issue, not a company issue, because the majority of pedals that come out don't have mids as an EQ option. So the bass, if I do remember correctly, I felt was a little bit too overbearing when I first put it on. So I really need to roll it back a bit. And with the treble, I really felt like I need to push that huge to try get huge. Push it to the max that I could when first working with it. The gain was interesting because even when it was fully down, it still had its own characteristics popping through. So as soon as you hit that button, and the button being a very tough button, it's got a kind of a bing sound released to it to show how, to give an example of how tough it is to push that down compared to other pedals. So the gain, as soon as I put it past the 9 o'clock mark, for lack of a better term, because there are no real numbers on this, I felt it to be too muffled and a little bit too fuzzy sounding, and you kind of lost the definition of each individual notes that I was hitting. Not too bad, it wasn't too bad, but just enough where I felt like it was just too saturated and too much. So here I've got it just under 9 o'clock. And yeah, I had no intention on pushing it any further after I found that being what I like to call the sweet spot. The master level is just a master level. There wasn't much to really report on that. It did its job. It went up when I turned it up. Straightforward. But the thing that I think made this video shine a little bit more, shine is an interesting word, because I kind of highlighted these as the shadow pedals, because they've got a really cool shade of black to them both. What made this shadows thing shine was the 33 pedal, adding that before it, putting in a little bit more signal and more boost through this to start with, and how this has got a nice low cut and mid push. Really helped me EQ these how I normally like EQing. So now I've got the bass, I say now, as in once I plug this in and turn it on, I got to push the bass a little bit more to give it a little bit more bottom dynamic and rounded it off more controlled. So with the scoop that this gave and me rolling this up post this scoop, so as in after it, I felt like I had a lot more control and it was a lot more effective that way. And in saying that, the exact same or the opposite with the treble though. Because this 33 boosts a lot of the high and the mids, I got to dial back on the treble. And I felt like I had a lot more control over both of these, the bass and treble knobs, after this was put in. So yeah, the 33 pedal by Fortin did a really good job here. I really felt it helped bring the Recto more to life, so to speak. Which is, I don't know, it's hard to really pin my finger on it because I've yet to use a rectifier amplifier fully and really put it to the test. But I do know a lot of people that do like it, also like adding the 33 in front of it. So I can't answer the question of, is this really like the rectifier by Mesa Boogie distortion sound? Is anything like it? I've got no comparison to really do it because I haven't heard it out of my own ears in person. So I don't know. I can only assess it on what it is, and it's not too bad. Little bit dry in some spots, but that's not a bad thing. I didn't mind it. It just means if you were to use that for recording, as in for an album or an EP, you just have to work on the EQ a little bit to give it a little bit more, well, the opposite to dry would be wet, a little bit more wetness, and thicken up the sound. I think would be the best description for it. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It really, having it as dry as what it was though, I felt helped my stop and start be clearer, if that makes sense. So while I was jamming the song, especially the second part of it, doing the stop start picking, really came through well with this pedal. The relationship between what I was playing and the sounds it was getting, I felt really matched up nicely. And the 33 did definitely play a part with that as well. But yeah, definitely credit to this pedal. What else is there to really say about it? Yeah, if a band came into the studio and said, Lee, I want to use this pedal to record my EP or my album, I would have no problem with be able to come up with a really good distortion sound coming from this. I'll definitely approach it a little bit differently. You know, this will probably come out again, the 33 pedal, which is never a bad thing at all. But I don't think it needs that much post EQing, as in, so once the actual song is recorded on the actual computer, it won't take that much work afterwards mucking around with the tone to get it sounding half decent. So that's definitely a good thing with this pedal. But I feel like this was kind of like a two section thing, where not as in the setup and the playing, but as in during the setup, where dialing it in isolated and then dialing it in slightly differently when I had the 33 plugged in, which comes back to you guys. What do you think? How did you feel when I very first dialed it in, and how did you feel about the different reactions of each knob as I was dialing it through? And how did you feel when I added the 33? Did you feel like it was too much? Do you feel like it altered the sound far too much and it wasn't representing this well enough? Or do you reckon it really helped bring the best out of this and what it then it can have by adding the 33? How did you feel about the song? the whole sound when it adds in the bass and the drums, and doubling up on the guitars, having them left and right. And yeah, if you have used a rectifier distortion amplifier, how do you feel it sounds compared to this one? Because I'll be definitely keen to hear anyone's thoughts on that if they've done that as well. And just in general, what are your thoughts about the overall video? So, in saying that, this is a lot of fun doing that. A little bit of backwards and forwards, but, you know, for science and for the better of all distortions, I believe. Well, not all distortions, but this distortion. With that, I'll do my sign off now. So if you know anyone that would like these type of videos and like to be a part of these conversations, please show them towards this channel. And not just this video, but my whole channel, because I definitely want to try help this channel grow. Please leave a comment below regarding any of the questions I asked before, or any other thoughts that you had on this video, and also too any other videos that you think might be pretty cool for me to do as well, and regarding these pedals or any others. Definitely up for hearing your suggestions. So in saying all that, whether this video is in the foreground or the background, I definitely appreciate your company and joining me on this little journey. So please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, please stay safe.